LSU versus Florida. The match will begin pretty soon. Kindly make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Let me talk about the preview for you. Yeah, let me search. Sorry for the late, guys. It's only a few minutes. Oh no, no, no. Let me fix the timer. LSU versus Florida Gators. A matchup that always seems to deliver. For the 72nd time, number 3 LSU and Florida will meet in prime time on Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. Kickoff is set for 6:44 p.m. 6:44 p.m. Central Time on ABC and the LSU Sports Radio Network. ESPN Sean McDonald, Greg Melgore, and Molly McGrath will be in the television broadcast, while Chris Blair, Jacob Hester, and Gobi Raj will be on the radio call. Last week, Blake Baker and LSU defense put together another elite performance, holding Louisiana Tech to just 144 yards of total offense, where the Bulldogs averaged just 2.9 yards per play. Senior linebacker Westwicks led the unit in tackles with 8, while edge rusher Jack Pyburn recorded 5 tackles with a half sack. It starts at the back end, said head coach Brian Kelly, on where he noticed defensive improvements. Cooperatively tackling that stands out right the way out front, 7 plays together. It well synced, having a second gear and being compatible with Blake's scheme. Offensively, senior receiver Baron Brown flashed with 8 interceptions, 8 receptions for 94 yards, averaging 11.8 yards per catch. It was an offensive showing that Coach Kelly says was below the team's standard, but Brown was definitely key to the Tigers' 23-7 victory. He got the game ball. Kelly said he balled out. That's Barry Brown, and that's what we expected from him. Saturday will also serve as a celebration of a former Tiger legend, Charles Alexander, the first 4,000-yard rusher in SEC history and two-time Heisman Trophy finalist, will have his jersey retired at halftime, becoming the fourth LSU football player to have their number memorialized in the Southern Zone. He joins Billy Cannon, Tommy Casanova, and J.D. Stovola, affectionately known by LSU fans as Alexander the Great. Alexander has been increased the college football and is the college football Hall of Fame 2012, along with LSU Sports Hall of Fame 1989 and Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame 1993. He is also a member of LSU Football's Team of the Century. Yeah, bro, the legend of legends. Florida is led by quarterback DJ Lagway, who has thrown 342 yards and 4 touchdowns through 2 weeks of play on the ground. Jordan Bug has recorded 197 yards on 27 carries and a score, while Jacoby Jackson has posted 46 yards on 13 carries against Long Island. And South Florida, at receiver, Vernell Brown leads the team with 135 yards on 8 catches, while tight end Hayden Hansen has 67 yards and a touchdown on 6 catches. Egon Wilson 3 also has a lead 56 years and 2 scores on 12 receptions. Defensively, linebackers Jordan Robinson and Miles Graham lead the unit in tackles with 13 each. Lineman Brendan Braid has totaled 8 tackles, while defensive back Bryce Thornton has totaled 6. So this game will begin very soon. Kindly make sure to subscribe and thank you so much for watching.
LSU versus Florida. LSU 20, Florida 10. Play by play, recap, reaction. Kindly make sure to subscribe. LSU football beat Florida on Saturday night to remain undefeated and move to 3-0 on the year. The Ravens played a role early. LSU lost a key piece of its defense on Florida's opening drive when linebacker Whit Wicks was ejected for targeting. LSU's offensive hardships from week 2 carried over into the first half of this one. LSU went 3 and out on each of its first 3 drives. The Tigers eventually generated some offense and took a 13-10 lead into halftime, headlined by a 23-yard Garrett Nasmier to Xavier Thomas touchdown. Nasmier finished the night 15-27 for 220 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Anderson was LSU's leading wide receiver, catching 4 passes for 75 yards. Guys, this is my condition after streaming the whole night, so please make sure to subscribe. I'm working hard for you. Nasmir finished the night 15-27 for 220 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Anderson was LSU's leading wide receiver, catching from passes for 75 yards. LSU's defense was inactive in the first half and forced two DJ Lagway interceptions. The turnovers did not stop there. In the second half, LSU forced 3 more picks. LSU safety Dawson Spears had 2 of the 5. Tamarcus Cooley, DJ Pickett, and AJ Halsey each had 1. LSU is getting thin at linebacker. White Wicks was ejected in the first quarter. In the third, LSU lost West Wicks to injury. Now freshman Jack Wicks is in the game. Garrett Nasmir finds Aaron Anderson for a long catch and run. Big plays have been rare for the LSU's offense, but Garrett Nasmir just found Aaron Anderson for 31-yard catch and run for open the drive. Do I need to add that? Let's see that. Give me 1 second. 1 second, only 1 second. LSU Florida. Okay. Yeah, I got that. I got it. Just paste it. Pick 6, LSU 20, Florida 10. Dawson Spears picks off DJ Lagway for his second interception of the night and runs it back 58 yards for a touchdown. The talented sophomore safety is announcing his presence with a breakout game. LSU DC Blake Baker has Lagway's number tonight. The Gators quarterback has thrown 3 interceptions. Yeah, bro. DJ Lagway throws 5 interceptions, dooming Florida Gators in embarrassing effort at number 3 LSU. The Florida Gators appear to be one pace of loss Saturday night in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as they have so many times before with undisciplined play and unimaginative offense. However, despite its team-wide struggles, it was the horrendous play of sophomore quarterback DJ Lagway that truly doomed the program in a 2010 loss to the number 3 LSU Tigers in Death Valley. Lagway on Saturday night became the first Florida quarterback to throw 5 interceptions in a single game since St. Matthews in 1992. The former five-star prospect did so while tossing a career high for 49 passes in a game that Florida dominated in yardage 3366 to 166, first downs 2310, total pace 7652, and time of possession 3746 to 2214. I've never had a performance like that in my life, so it's kind of hard to process, said Lagway, who said he played horrible football in the game. I will just keep my head down and got work hard to get back. One interception after another. The Gators took a game they could have won. Defense and special teams largely played well despite some undisciplined coverage of the middle form and the former unit, and flushed it down the toilet as LSU beat Florida for the sixth time in the last 7 meetings. While Lagway was primarily at fault for 6 interceptions, the majority of which were thrown on third down, often double triple coverage. Head coach Billy Napier and UF's offensive line did not set him up for the success. Does I know where LMS will be the real fast? It is. Okay, time and again the Gators let defensive rushers through their front and got called the holding penalties as they have throughout Napier's 4 years leading the program. Despite his employment of two offensive line coaches, time and again Napier relied on ineffective screen passes, including after those holding penalties that only exacerbated the difficult situations in whole Lagway found himself. Still, it's Lagway who stands primarily in fault, given his 5 turnovers snapped out as many opportunities, resulting either in Florida unable to post points and or LSU gaining positive field position without otherwise earning it. The interception he threw on Florida's final possession of the first half resulted in a LSU walk-off field, and the 58-yard pick six he tossed midway through the third quarter marked the Tigers' only points of the second half. Those 10 points served as LSU's entire margin of victory, with Lagwa's subsequent interception simply buying the Gators further into the dirt. That included his penultimate turnover, which he threw into the end zone despite UF being in position to kick a field goal in a two-score game. Given his atrocious play 10 quarters, it has become crystal clear that Lagway should not have started for Florida in week 1. Mhm. After spending the entire offseason sidelined rehabilitating various injuries, the lone practice in which Lagove was able to participate has come exclusive over the last few weeks. This was his fourth week of practice. Napier said after the game, DJ is our quarterback and he is one of the best in the nation. Napier spoke regularly about how the Gutters and Lagove's family handled his off-season perfectly to prepare him for the season. This is prepared. This is prepared. No, 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions on the season with 82 passes thrown over the last 2 weeks. For a guy who didn't throw that many balls in 7 months. Whether Florida trainers, doctors, Lagwe's families, specialists ultimately made the call that Lagwe not undergo off-season shoulder injury is unknown. But through the game, 3 games, no one can claim the decision makers around Lagwe set him for a successful playing season. Lagwe has not only failed to progress during what many experts consider the most important offseason of quarterback's collegiate career. He is actively regressed. The Gators committed 7 penalties for 57 years, including 4 of the offensive holding variety, one of the which negated on 87-yard touchdown pass from Lagoway to sophomore running back Jaden Bob on a broken play other than that throw. Hmm. 1 minute, guys. I already did that. Yeah, that's worked. Napier appeared to take a step forward with his play, calling in the first half, but his continued reliance on screens easily snapped out by LSU in the second half, coupled with a refusal to run the ball despite Buff who only got 10 carries, averaging 4.6 yards per tot, was again mind numbing. Usually happy to go into halftime without pressing his luck. When getting the ball back inside 2 minutes, Napier's scared money don't make the money mantra, long absent at Florida, must have creeped back into his head at the end of the second stanza rather than kneel and go into the break. Florida started a sterling effort from its defense and special teams. The defense started the game with 3 straight 3 and outs before ultimately holding LSU to 4 of 14 on third down and 0 of 2 in the red zone. Freshman Fernell Brown 3 gained 43 yards on the 3 punt returns with two long bringbacks. It was ultimately all for night. Okay, all for naught. Yeah, bro. So this was the optimization. Kindly make sure to subscribe.